Welcome to DMV Sports Media here in Milford Mill, where we have one of the last two matchups here in our home of Super Soccer League. We're going to be having Ittihad take on Touchkings. Touchkings starting with a very thin roster this evening or this afternoon. Ittihad full force taking this one, or looks to want to take some points from this one, given their standings in the leaderboard. We're going to have Touchkings going in the white, going from left to right, and Idihad in the teal, going from right to left on your screen here. We should be getting started here on just a moment here. While you trickle in, make sure you do hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and all of the above, and engage with us throughout the stream. I'm back on YouTube today. Yesterday we streamed a few of our USL 2 games on Sports Engine, so I didn't get to speak with you lovely folks that are usually in our chat. So it's going to be a pleasure talking with you this afternoon. And followed up by this game, we'll have Steel Pulse versus Bullies. And here we go. We are underway. Touchkings starting with the ball. Touchkings starting with only 7 players right at kickoff. It's going to be a tall task to take on an 11-man roster. They do have players coming up, so it's going to be a little short. And the first couple minutes of this is going to be definitely testing for Touchkings, but they have the roster to do it. They have the talent to do it, I should say. Currently in the leaderboard, we have, obviously not including today's matchups, because I'll hold that thought. It's a great service here. Idihad first on, and there's the goal for Idihad. It was an early ball, an early cross, and just like that, we have the first goal of the match. It looked like the goal scorer was, if I'm not mistaken, number 7. It's going to be Adna Dassel, who scored that goal. I didn't see who the assist came from, but it was an early on assist. A great ball for Idihad. Touchkings is going to be kicking themselves with that early goal given to Idihad. As I was mentioning, the leaderboard currently, excluding the matchups today, we have Slancha at first, Touchkings in second, Baltimore City in third, MSI followed by Peru United, and Idihad and MPC to close it out. The match before this was Baltimore City versus Slancha. Baltimore City did take all 3 points in an emphatic win, a very solid win for them, a 2-0 win over Slancha. The Baltimore rivalry early starting on here in the Super Soccer League, and it goes the way of Baltimore City. Touchkings under pressure right now, forcing to build out and find their way out of it. With a win, Baltimore City moves to 3 wins. So them into second place, given how this match unfolds. Slancha keeping their first place spot. It was not the biggest of effect, but definitely more of an ego defeat for Slancha. Focusing on Touchkings and Idihad. Idihad is second to last place in the standings, and Touchkings obviously having a spot number 2 to play for. Touchkings being a team that plays in both UPSL and the Super Soccer League, so rosters definitely tend to become an issue in those when teams play multiple leagues. Idihad searching here, looking to offsides. Way off. For Touchkings, it's going to be Jason Mejia, the coach, actually had to suit up for this one. Gonna definitely look forward to it. See how the coach fares on the field with his team. And then we have Milton Alves, Danny Ventura, Jose Abragan, sorry. Danny Ventura being the goalkeeper, and then Roberto Colon, Shaku, all that. As we see Coach Jason Mejia, early touches here. Signs of life for Touchkings, but to no avail. Too many Ittihad players. Touchkings gets their 8th player, so things should start looking a little different as they slowly pull out their roster. Touchkings getting the ball, getting the possession here. Idihad is still on. Referee keeps their flags down. Goalkeeper forced to clear it. Unfortunately, there's no forwards there to apply pressure. Idihad looking to get all 3 points here. Playoff spot is all to play for here. Obviously, still much of the season to see through, but playoff spot is the goal for everyone. Miscommunication there between the defense and the keeper. There's some early confusions. Jason Mejia playing it all the way to the sideline here. No options, forced to go back, gives it up to Idihad. Idihad had an opportunity right there, but nothing came of it. Milton Alves, one of the key players for Idihad. Touchkings trying to build something there. Touchkings recovering the ball. Idihad using their man advantage to full effect, having the lion's share of the possession. Idihad still with the possession, finds himself in a great position, has a shot on and hits off the far post to go out for a goal kick. Came on down the sideline, played it beautifully, square ball into his player and had to go, but goalpost had other ideas. Goal kick distribution for Touchkings, and they do come out with they win the second ball here. Touchkings showing signs of life. Now it's Idihad. Great through ball, but referee says that's offsides. Touchkings with the restart. Howling winds are back. Idihad keeping possessions, looking for options. Doesn't get the pass off, but his teammate back picks it up. Now Touchkings is on the front foot. Something come of this. The ball was played in, but it looked like it was Cologne who couldn't control that. Stand corrected. Ventura is actually usually the goalkeeper, but not today. It's going to be on the. It's going to be the tip of the spear for Touchkings today. Ittihad taking their time. Great decisions given their man advantage. Fluky pass goes in the way of Idihad though. Here's the switch. It's a little give and go, but Touchkings interferes and away they go. Touchkings are starting to build up something here. The ball's played in, but defense is there. Still a battle here in the midfield. Goes the way of Touchkings, just like that. Idihad has the possession. Exchanges hands quite a few times here. Idihad does well with the through ball, and now it's under pressure. Can something come of this? Still keeping the ball alive. Touchkings down the line, and now for being a few players down, I mean, Touchkings is moving the ball. It's really tough with this 11-man fully squatted Idihad. Milton, the player we highlighted early in the match, being one of the fundamental pieces of Touchkings this whole season, both UPSL and Super Soccer League. Cross, it's a little wide, but I was going to say I thought he was going to get to it, but no. This is Super Soccer League, regional elite amateur in Virginia and Maryland, for those that are in the chat. Obviously, Touchkings are without a lot of their top players, a lot of their leading players, likes of Kevin Madrano and Taichi Nogami, who have all started their MPSL, USL seasons, forced to fulfill commitments in other teams. Something very common here in Maryland, where players tend to roster in multiple teams, and when the summer leagues kick off, you see some of the rostering thin out. Idihad, however, full sole focus is Super Soccer League and earning their promotion to the Division I, which will have a proper matchup after this with Steel Pulse taking on Bowleys. That's 1 and 2 of Division I. Distribution. Idihad keeping possession here. Idihad in much need of points if they're looking to climb their way back up into the playoff position. Top 4 teams earn playoff, or sorry, not top 4 teams. 2 through 5 earn. Hold that thought. It's a run on for Idihad. There's a shot, and there's the goal. The second goal for Idihad came off of a long ball, and keeper comes out, plays around him, lays it off to his player and his teammate. And then there's goal number 2 for Idihad. Looks like it was, if I'm not mistaken, goal will be credited to Yunus Bemau, making it 2-0 for Idihad early on. This is not the Touchking we saw early in the season when they were fully rostered. They were beating teams 5-0, 3-0. But the season is long. With this result, could see Touchkings drop into 3rd place. Idihad another opportunity, plays it wide, sends in the cross. A little heavy of a touch. Idihad still with the pressure, looking for a shot. There's a shot and there's a save. Is there a second? Referee says that was out of bounds. I mean, offsides. Goal kick distribution. Idihad wins the second ball. A win here. Shouts for a foul from the Touchkings bench. There's a shot and way wide. Points here could see Idihad tying with Peru United, moving slightly above Peru. Idihad seemingly no pressure on that. Ventura trying to do something, but it's a tall task on his own. And now he exposes his team with a lot of space there. Throw in for Touchkings. Mistime pass, or misplaced pass, going all the way back to the Idihad keeper. The Touchkings are still sitting there with 8 players still. Sorry, correction, 9 players. So they are just missing 2 players to have a full roster, a full squad. However, Idihad is not worried about that. They're going to take full advantage of the 2 men. It's going to be a foul back here for Touchkings. It's going to be head coach Jason Mejia. Plays it close to Milton. Milton plays it wide. Touchkings are starting to move the ball here. Sends in the cross. Way overcooked that. Idihad keeps it in play. Those are the moments you pounce on. Anytime you see a player get tied up like that, you got to pounce on that touch. It's a great ball here. Can Idihad do something? Plays it, takes a touch around the keeper, and just a heavy of a touch. Couldn't collect it to have a shot. That was an opportunity for them. We'll come back to watch that replay here in a moment. Now Touchkings is on. Can he have the shot? Does have it. Goalkeeper comes up huge on a save to keep it 2-0 for Idihad. Actually, I don't know if that was the keeper. That looked like it was the defender. It looked like it was Nemefi who, Lawrence Nemefi, who got the block. Sends in the cross. Nobody in the back post. However, the ball's cut alive, and now Touchkings get another corner. Comes a service from Touchkings, plays it to the near post. Idihad does well to deal with that. Touchkings recollect the ball, plays in across, keeper comes out. Idihad can breathe. Idihad. Possession. Not going to rush it. It's a great decision to not rush the ball. Touchkings raising their hands for offside, but no, they kept alive. And a nice little Through ball. Can he get on? Slide tackle comes, plays around it, plays the pass. Somehow that did not go in. Referee did say eventually that's offsides. Great through ball. The slide tackle was timed way late. Defender steps in. It looked like it was Milton who got that block. No, it wasn't Milton, but defender intervened for the goalie. Now it's a Idihad corner. If I'm Idihad, I'm sending everyone besides one defender. Here's the corner. Service. Can he find someone? Keeper comes out and collects. Touchkings loses possession. Patience is paying off for the boys in teal. Another through ball. Keeper comes out, does well too, because that was a great through ball. Collision. Player is down. Hoping that was just contact in unfavorable area, that it's not something serious. Player is back up. Now Touchkings restarts the game for us. Sends it all the way to the other side. Idihad somehow comes out with the ball there. Now he's on. He looks for a pass. Finds a Touchking defender. Has a shot, and I'm sure, given the circumstances, the coach won't be mad at that one. It wasn't threatening at all. Touchkings with the restart. Gets the first bounce, but the second goes to Idihad. Long ball. Referee says he's offsides. Idihad's player is down. I guess a Charlie horse substitution here. Coming in for the player that was down. Touchkings to restart the game. Sends the service in. There's Gabri who came in for 22. Idihad is on. has a cross, beats the keeper in the tap in for the third goal. Beautiful cross and a nice little tap in here. There's the cross and just taps it in for the finish in the celebration. Gabri, who just stepped onto the field. Second touch on the ball was the goal. Nice little tap in there. Making sure we got that goal in the celebration. Idihad in full control. Oh, sorry, I did not know this. 3-0 for Idihad. At this point, Idihad is on a goal per minute. It's not bodes well for Touchkings. The footwork, the shot, and the save. Gotta love the display. And if I'm not mistaken here, Touchkings are still with 9 players. Throw in for Idihad. This should be, I know this is very early on, but anything could happen, but this should go in the way of Idihad based on how things have unfolded. There's the cross, square ball, just mistimed, couldn't get the contact. I do apologize. It should be pronounced Idihad. Sends in across, finds a Touchkings player. Harvey. You know what? The importance of phonetic spelling, people. Throw in. Lovely touch. The execution of the shot leaves bounce almost put Idihad in issues with Duda making the trailing run. Minutes, sorry, a little under 12 minutes for first half. Substitution for Idihad. Early cross. We love a good early cross, but This time Touchkings came out on top. Keeping possession, does well to get out of trouble. Idihad collects. Opts to cycle out the ball and reposition themselves. Try to flick on, but nobody was making the run. Ball shielded in, still in play. Idihad finds the fourth goal. That was absolutely poor defending from Touchkings, who had shielded the ball and honestly just had to clear it out or see it out. And the effort from the Idihad player to get the cross in and just the tap in. 4-0 for Idihad. It's not a story I would have foreseen coming based on the early season's results for Touchkings. Now Touchkings. Idihad with the restart. Idihad in complete control of the game. Somehow keeps that alive. Ball still in play. Beats the first defender. Almost beats Coach Mejia. Referee says it's a foul. Sends across. Here's Idihad. Can he find the second? No, the Touchkings defender does well. They're still in trouble. A lot of Idihad players around. Sees the ball out, and now it's going to be a throw-in for the winning side. Idihad coming down the wing. Somehow wins that challenge. Making the run in. Can he find the square ball? The referee says it's a foul in the box. No, I'm sorry, just outside the box. It's gonna be a free kick for Idihad. This could be goal number 5 heading into the second half. Here comes the service, plays it low, and just redirects it off of a player and finds the 5th goal for Idihad. It just took a redirect after being played low to the ground. Now Touchkings have to figure out how to bounce back from this. Being 5 goals down for this first half. They've put many teams in this position, but them themselves have never been in this position. It's gonna be an interesting reaction from the Touchkings side. Idihad, on the other hand, very much in control. Idihad still keeping possession. Touchkings winning possession. Leaves it for Milton. Milton plays it through. Try to lay it off for the winger. Winger gets absolutely his pocket picked. Now Ittihad is on the counter. It's a 2v1, a 3v1. Ittihad could make this 6. What a save from the keeper. That would have been goal number 6 for Idihad had the keeper not made that save. Idihad absolutely having a time here in today's matchup. Referee says it's a foul back here. Not sure who the foul was on. I just saw the referee blow the whistle and having a word with head coach Jason Mejia. Substitution. Entering new territory here with Touchkings being down by 5 in the first half. Ittihad absolutely playing a wonderful game. Pressure came on. It's almost an opportunity to get something on the board for Touchkings. The keeper does well. Watching that replay. Just the pressure, a poorly timed pass, and that could have been a goal for Touchkings. Here on the other side, Idihad gets called for offsides. Touchkings with the restart. Sends it in. Couldn't find Aventura. Goal scorer. A lovely through ball here. Can this make it 6? Plays the square, has a shot, finds the back post, and referee waves that off, but it's a nice little connection between the 3 players. Lovely ball movement, but to no success as it was offsides. Goalie for Touchkings sends it all the way on the other side. Now Idihad's going to slowly build. Idihad keeping possession, knowing the first half is winding down. Long ball. Runner is on, but so is the keeper. Huge decision to come out. That would have been a sticky situation. It's not the first time we've seen this keeper make a great save. This was the other one from earlier where he came out. I'm sorry, this is the goal that was called back. possession. Idihad wins the possession. Tries it. Pass there. Finds only a Touchkings player. We'll take a look at that replay from the keeper. If I'm not mistaken, this. Oh, he's offside. So I came off the replay to take a look at that, but I think here was the save from earlier. That keeper keeping it to 5 2 times, very close back to back. Now Idihad sends a cross in. Again, the goalie intervenes. There's halftime. I was going to say a little early. It's just on time for halftime. I mean, there's not much to be said here. Touchkings having a rough time of the game, and Idihad absolutely buzzing. I mean, they have been the better side. Obviously, Touchkings are playing with 9 men, but Idihad has to play as a team that's in front of them, and they are doing it with flying colors. We're going to take a little break here. Do make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, engage. We'll see you in the chat. Stick around the game after this. It's going to be Steel Pulse versus Boldies, which is a huge matchup. But we'll take a break for the half. Welcome back for the second half of this matchup between Ittihad and Touchkings. Should be getting started here shortly. As you join, do make sure you hit that subscribe, like button. Engage with us. This is currently the only game going on the channel. Later on this evening, we will have a few matchups that are kind of must watch. For the Super Soccer League, we'll have Ambition versus Team United. The one of the top matchups is going to be Bullies versus Steel Pulse in Division 1 of the Super Soccer League, and then to end off the Super Soccer League action is going to be Baltimore versus A3 Highlanders at 8:30. But we do have a UPSL matchup on the channel, Arlington versus VA Revolution, which is must-watch TV. If you are not subscribed, do make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you have to choose one game, I would say between Bullies and Steel Pulse or VA Revolution versus Arlington. Those are your must-watch matches of this day. And of course, if you just want to join us for the banter, we're here for it. Should be getting started here in just a moment. Referee having final words. Touchkings now going from right to left on your screen in white. Idihad in teal going from left to right on your screen. Touchkings still sitting there with 9 players. Idihad starting with their full 11. The 2-man advantage has bode well for Idihad, who are now leading 5-0. Biggest match or biggest winning margins of the season thus far. And here we go. We're underway with the second half. Idihad starting the half for us. Big switch for Idihad. Control the possession. Ends up going out for a throw-in. Touchkings with the throw-in. Head coach Mejia sends it down the line. Here comes Touchkings. Gets taken down right in front of the ref. That's always going to be a foul. Just to read off some results Touchkings has had. We'll read off Idihad's and how the tides have turned. I'll hold that thought here for this restart. Idihad with the service, sends it in and plays it well high over the crossbar. But early on in the season, Touchkings 5-1 MPC, 5-1 against MPC, 5-2 against Baltimore City, 1-0 over MSI, tie 1-1 with Slancha, and that's kind of where we see things start to take a turn. Actually, no, that's not true. They had the 3-0 loss to Baltimore City, and if I'm mistaken, that might have been a forfeit. I might be wrong there, but then Touchkings comes back against this very same Idihad team, wins 4-0, and this is kind of a bittersweet moment for them, or a sweet moment for Idihad, who is currently leading 5-0 to this Idihad side, which is the last game they played, which was what, 8 days ago, almost, May 4th. I don't know what today's date is. 2 weeks ago, I should say. Ittihad loses 4-0 and now winning 5-0. How the tables have turned. On the opposite side, Idihad has had more of a very rough start for the season. Loses 4-3 to MSI, which was one of the better games we've seen. Then ties 4-4 with Peru United. Gets a tie, not a win, a tie against MPC 3-3. Loses against, as we mentioned, Touchkings. So this potentially is going to be their first win of the season. And now you understand where this energy is coming from for Idihad. To get their first win of the season against a foe that beat them 4-0 is a highlight moment for them. Idihad absolutely not sitting back. Touchkings showing some signs of life, some signs of fight. Just as I say that, they turn it over. Idihad, that's a great through ball. Can he send the cross? He sends it in, but couldn't get the contact he wanted on that. Now it's going to be a goal kick restart for Touchkings. Touchkings starts it off close. So we do know Touchkings loves to build it out of the back. Milton now up top, kind of playing in the midfield, and we have seen a little bit of injection of life, and that could be why. I mean, Milton is just consistently, as he's holding his knee, I hope that he's fine, but he's consistently been one of the better players for Touchkings, at least every time I've seen him. Idihad in full control of this game. Looking for the through ball, sends in the cross. Got blocked by a Touchkings player. Almost, I didn't even see it. Referee says it's a foul on Idihad. Idihad keeping possession, going all the way back, try to get a through ball there, but Touchkings does well to interfere, and some miscommunication there almost led to a nervy moment for Touchkings. Head coach Jason Mejia. It should be mentioned he's head coach of UPSL, if I'm not mistaken. But it's definitely a player here. Sends in the cross. Sorry, what a tackle. Almost what a tackle. What a tackle. You don't succeed the first time, get up and try again. Perfect example of that. But Idihad does end up winning the ball. Is that a Truvella I see for a through ball? And if it wasn't for that keeper, I'm looking at a Truvella assist. One I would not have imagined today. He's still on. He's still on. He's still live. And the tackle saves that opportunity. Could have been 6-0. The cross came in. controlled it well and just barely hit it wide. Touchkings is going to restart the game for us. Long ball here. Touchkings. Here we go. Referee says it's a foul. It's going to be a restart for Ittihad. Bowley's team is starting to trickle in here. Idihad with the service. Finds a Touchkings defender. Couldn't get control, and now Ittihad's on the front foot. Plays it wide. Opts to go to for the shot. Saw his name in the lights. Decided to go for the shot, but hit it well wide. Squad absolutely buzzing with the thought of this being their first win against a team that just beat them 4-0. So why not try it? Why not have a shot? Goal kicker restart. Idihad comes up with the win on the second bounce. Touchkings doing well to keep him up. As I'm about to compliment them, the foul comes and referee blows the whistle. Idihad with the restart. Finds nothing but the keeper. I mean, the distribution was straight for goal. Idihad could have found themselves in a nervy moment there. Idihad taking their time with the throw in. Ittihad with an opportunity, and there's the sixth goal. It came off of a lovely through ball, and then a square ball in, and now we have a 6-0 game. Become a runaway train for Ittihad, who are absolutely getting some payback take a look at that goal again. I thought I saw something. Touchkings with the restart. It was a Truvella. I mentioned that earlier that I didn't think I was going to see a Truvella into a goal today, and it was foretold. It was a Truvella from 66. I'm not sure who that was because that jersey's not on our roster. At least not on the one I have. But this just came. And Ittihad again with the pressure. Touchkings can't play their way out where they usually could. Too many players swarm, and he's on again. Referee says it's a foul. Didn't see one, but watch the replay. I see he pulled him back on the shoulder. It's a great call from the referee. I didn't catch that. Oh, there's the first yellow card. Gotta take a look at that. It's a yellow card. Oh, I didn't hit the replay button too late, but there was no other options. Ramsey Hassan in the building. Player name you want to familiarize yourselves with in the game that's coming. Touchkings with the restart.
Why did you just do that? You literally went up the stairs.
Because I'm going backwards and I turn my right.
It'll be a throw-in for Touchkings. Yeah, winning possession there. Absolutely all the time in the world. Still manages to get tackled, but with enough teammates around it, it's not a big deal. They play out of the back. Idihad looking to go direct. Not having the options they would like. Touchkings trying to get something going here. Aren't able to. Yeah, still Truvella again. What's up with this Idihad team? And a great tackle. My word. Let's take a look at that. Referee called it offside, so we're gonna take a look. It's a lovely through ball there, and just admiring this tackle to keep this game closer than it could be. Touchkings trying to create something here. It's going to be a throw-in. Throw-in for Touchking. Looked like it was a foul. Service comes in, and the Idihad player, the goalie, collects. There's a Touchkings player down. Not what you want right now, playing with 9 men on the field. Idihad to restart the game. There's a through ball here. Finds a Touchkings player, and Touchkings absolutely looking like they're starting to gas out here. And blame them playing almost 90 minutes, or sorry, at this point, almost 70 minutes with 9 men. Ittihad's on. Can he save it? Yes, he does. Opts to play back to his teammate. The miscommunication between the two just cost him an opportunity. Shot hits the post. My word. Shot seemingly coming out of nowhere. Just dings the upper left-hand corner of that post. Idihad back on the front foot here. Sends it in the service. Hits it way too high for their team. Goalkeeper. Touchkings not able to find anything. There comes a foul, and now it's a yellow card for Milton. Not what you want to see from, oh, correction, that's not Milton. That is Jonathan Alvalos. Gets the yellow card. Been an active participant of today's match. Coach Mejia does well to read that, plays it off, and his teammate turns it over to Idihad. But Ittihad's too rushed to get that 7th goal. People are wondering why they don't drive up the goal. Why they are still driving up the goals. It's because goals matter. Goal differentials matter in this game, in this league. Restart from the goalie. Idihad wins the first bounce and has a shot and a save from the keeper. Touchkings starting to build something here, and just as I say that, Idihad wins the ball, and the referee says he's offside. Nelson Massa, Touchkings, has been kind of this leading the back ever since Milton moved up top. Idihad now. Lovely through ball. Can he control it? He does keep it in. Ball still in play. Has a shot, and there's goal number 7 for Idihad. Let's take a look at that. There's a lot to keep the ball in play. Find such the narrowest of holes to put it in, and finds the back of the net. Has to be a gut-wrenching game for Touchkings. It's not how they perform. It's not what the club is about. I know from talking to the owners, and absolutely. But on the counter, Idihad, what a way to get their first win of the season with a 7-0 victory if the whistle was to be blown right now. There's no better way to get their first win of the game or the season, especially on the backs of having lost to this very same Touchkings team 4-0 on May 2nd. To get that revenge in this fashion has to be just so joyful. Referee goes for the foul. Here comes the service from Ittihad. Finds a Touchkings defender. Now Touchkings has come on playing, but Ittihad swarms them. Referee, they call for a foul and nothing comes out of it. That's going to be a goal kick distribution for Touchkings. Ittihad plays it back, puts her goalie in trouble, plays it around, and there's the first goal for Touchkings. There's the celebration. Just beat the goalie with the touch around him, and that's all she wrote. And now we're 7-1. And just like that, the clean sheet is gone. Had absolutely taken the foot off the gas defensively and just started to relax too much, leading to the first Touchkings goal. Still searching here. Sends the cross. Couldn't find a teammate. Someone collects it on the other side. Touchkings wins the ball, and then there's a foul. Referee pulls out the yellow for Touchkings. Going to be a restart here for Touchkings. Opts to go long, as that's what worked for them earlier. Idihad loses possession and gains it just as fast. Is there a cross here? Touchkings defend well. Idihad wins possession again, and what a save from the keeper and a clearance. Acrobatic clearance. Take a look at that clearance. First the save from the keeper right here, and then the acrobatic clearance from Touchkings defender. Idihad with possession. Touchkings, ever since that goal, looking like they want to go forward a little bit more. Willing to sacrifice the back line at this point. It's much rather forward than defend. No nonsense clearing from Idihad. Throw in for Touchkings. Throw in again for Touchkings. Idihad on the counter now. Coming down the sideline. It looks like it's a one-on-one with the keeper. Plays in the square ball. No one can get there in time. Just back to days ago for the. I mean, they're up 7-1. I won't be so, critical on them. At this point. Goal kick distribution. Touchkings managed to hold on this time. We've seen a lot of Truvellas today. I guess it's the new thing for this age. Idihad wins the possession. Now they're on the counter. The referee says he's offsides. Ittihad not in agreement there, saying he was onside. Restart for Touchkings. Just 15 minutes here. I can't foresee too much time being added on the clock here. Throw in for Idihad. Long ball, switching direction. Here comes Idihad. Plays it back. Well done. The shot, but just well wide. Well wide for the shot.
Bro, look, don't put knife in it no more, bro.
Touchkings absolutely taking their time to restart here. Goes long. Finds Milton. Oh, sorry, Aventura. Aventura doing well to keep possession. Goes for the switch. Finds a Idihad player. Has options. Taking way too long, allowing Touchkings to get back, but no matter what, Idihad's going to have more players. And the through ball, he's on one-on-one with the keeper. Absolutely whiffs the shot. Tried to go from the bottom corner and just absolutely whiffs it. Now, Kings are going to take their time. Touchkings about to restart this game. Goal kick distribution. Idihad winning possession just as quick as it restarted. Great tackle from behind. Fortunate not to get the foul called on him. Still keeping possession. Still has it. Plays it off his teammate. Valo just loses possession. Ittihad leading 7-1 currently. Ittihad plays a great through ball here. One-on-one with the keeper. The tackle, the defensive interference was great, but turns it over to Ittihad player and he absolutely whiffed the shot. It's a great defensive interference and then just the shot. Kind of no direction or anything. Going to be a goal kick distribution here. Here comes Touchkings. We're starting the game, just 10 minutes on the clock. Coach Mejia plays a through ball, just a little heavy on the pass. Couldn't find his teammate. Now it's Idihad. Idihad's on. Has just one defender to beat, can't do it. Takes out the defender, and now it's going to be a free kick for Touchkings in their box. Touchkings restarts, plays it close. Not in a rush. Plays the long ball. Idihad tried to control it. Heads it out. Now it's going to be a throw-in for Touchkings. Throw in right into the Idihad player. Idihad with the long ball. He's on, just has the keeper to beat, plays around him through his teammate, and there's goal number 8 for Idihad. It was just way too easy of a goal for Idihad. I mean, at this point, I understand the nonchalant attitude. Still not typical of Touchkings and not the standard of Touchkings. So it's all, you know, they're not too happy with their performance here. Long ball. Throw in for Ittihad. It's taken down there. Plays it. Idihad wins the possession again. Plays a long ball. He's on, just has the keeper to beat again. We've seen this many times today. And there's goal number 9. My word, we've seen that way too many times this game. Where it's just the one-on-one. Plays in the goal to the back of the net. And that's number 9 for Idihad. It's going to be a long ride home for the Touchkings players. And Idihad absolutely buzzing with his 8-goal differential. Here we go for Touchkings restarting the game. Ittihad again. There's the foul. Referee pulls a yellow card for the Touchkings player. Saying to put 4 men in the on the box. Referee counting to 10. Here comes the service from Idihad. You do have a player down. Oh no, he's just resting. He's gonna go direct, just plays it way high. It's gonna be a throw-in for, sorry, a corner. I don't know why I said throw-in. A corner for Idihad. The service was well timed, well placed, just connect to hit it into the back of the net. Shots on, and it almost trickles in, heads wide, and now it's another corner for Idihad. Just a little under 3 minutes before this match is all wrapped up. The service sends it to the back of the net. Touchkings with the restart. little over a minute. A minute and a half, and Idihad finds goal number 10. My word. Absolutely gut-wrenching for Touchkings. Just played a nice little through ball, dribble, take them on, defender poked, and they just played it to the bottom corner, and it's goal number 10 for Ittihad. I honestly don't think I've ever seen a goal differential like this one in the Super Soccer League. Since following it, since working with it, since anything in its existence, this might be a historical matchup we're watching, ladies and gentlemen. Not for the right reasons, but Touchkings is going to have to take a look at themselves and wonder what happens. How do they fix things? How do they answer their roster questions? It's a tough task to play in 2 leagues and to have full rosters when your players have multiple commitments and stuff. So injuries don't help. So it's a long one. But that's it, folks. Game has wrapped a little bit early. A few seconds early, but that's the end of the match for Touchkings versus Ittihad. All 3 points go to Ittihad, moving them up above Peru United, and Touchkings dropping below Baltimore City. We're going to sign off here so we can get the next match going. Do make sure you hit that subscribe, like button, and tune in for Steel Pulse versus Bullies for Division 1, which is must-watch TV. We'll see.